What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Geekiverse show. We are talking about Daredevil Season 2 here today. I'm Josiah Leroy. With me, Jeff Beta.
How you guys doing?
Nick Ramirez.
Yep.
The Grumpy Geek, Peter. He's rather angry today. Trailer just hit. It's coming out very, very soon. What do we think about this? Initial reactions?
I'm really excited. Punisher Daredevil is like one of those long-standing comic book rivalries that I have been dreaming of the day they finally got this to screen, right? And we saw last season Charlie Cox is just perfect as Matt Murdock, and I think John Barenthal is just going to kill it as Punisher. He's just got that stoic, angry look to him at all times, right? I mean,
the dude's got like Mike.
So Pete could play him.
The dude's got like Mike Foligno's nose. it looks like a freeway in California running down the coast.
Looks like a Harry Potter scar.
He's been hit by one too many hockey pucks.
Yeah, that's what he looks like.
It's all good. Beta.
I mean, more of good thing's a good thing, right? I think that this whole, Marvel taking the lighter, happier stuff for the movies, and then just making this gritty reality and just, exciting storytelling for their TV shows is great. I love what they're doing there, and I want more.
Marvel's killing it with both right now.
Really,
Cinematic
absolutely.
and TV. We talked about it just about a month and a half ago, too. Pete.
I disagree with that. I don't think they're killing it on TV. I think they're killing it on Netflix.
I consider that to be.
Yeah, I don't. It is, but I don't think that. I don't think they're like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not. That Agent Carter is not Daredevil and Jessica Jones or anything like that. I'm excited about it. Daredevil was one of my favorite heroes growing up. I loved the evolution of the character last season. I love that he starts out like, wearing a pair of black cargo pants and works his way up to his cool suit. I hope that, and I wonder from the imagery that we see where she's looking at the x-ray.
Oh, yeah.
You see this basically the front of his shirt, with it looks like shrapnel or something up there in the brain. So I wonder if by the end of the season we'll see the Punisher wearing his, at least some semblance of his uniform. That was what I took away from that. I'm not sure if that's what they were leading towards. The scenes you see him in the trailer, he's just basically a guy in a gray army cargo jacket, and so I hope that we get closer to his thing. I agree. I'm not a Walking Dead guy, so I gave that my obligatory 6 or 8 episodes, and I just couldn't get into it.
Same here.
It's just not. There's not. It's just gore.
There's no substance for me.
Yeah, right. There's not good storytelling there for me. It's just gore.
I'm saying with Game of Thrones, not to get off topic.
So,
Well,
cool. Gosh, I just scared me off.
I guess I gotta go.
So I really love the Netflix stuff. It's the best thing. I think that there's very few weak links. There is weak links, but there's very few weak links in the Daredevil cast, and I'm looking forward to doing it again.
Nick, you mentioned Elektra.
yes, Elektra. She is so iconic to the Daredevil mythology now. She was his college girlfriend. If you've never read the Daredevil Man Without Fear limited series that Frank Miller did years ago, it was a retelling of Daredevil's origin, and it really goes into depth with his relationship with Elektra. It's beautiful, and I'm really hoping they bring that to the screen, because she's a very tortured character, and I'm really hoping that's the way they go, where she's someone who's constantly struggling with this kind of insanity and psychosis, and just kind of embraces it and lets it run wild and run free. And that's what the actress Elodie Young's been saying, is she's Matt's wild side. She's the one who just kind of embraces these things. But I'm hoping that we'll get a hint that she's not quite there. Like, she's just kind of found a way to cope with her insanity and accept it and enjoy it.
The last Elektra was tortured too. She had to marry Ben Affleck.
It doesn't get much
I was
worse than
waiting for
that.
that.
I was gonna say,
Couldn't agree more.
torture to that whole movie.
He's about to kill Batman now, too.
The other cool thing about the trailer, you only see a second of it, is there appears to be some intimacy between Karen Page and Matt Murdock in this. When they're standing in the rain, there's just a brief second of a little intimacy, little more than the sort of the big brother kind of relationship that you've seen them have in season 1.
Right.
A little more than that. So in the comics, they are together.
She's his true love.
Right, before she falls apart.
murdered by Bullseye. Bullseye took out 2 of his girlfriends, Elektra and Karen. So I'm like, oh god, if he shows up this
You
season,
son
it's
of
gonna
a
be a
bitch.
bloodbath.
So you have a suggested reading up for Daredevil.
I do. It's actually tied into the Frank Miller run, I believe I did. Just because they took a lot of nods from that for the first season. This was back when Frank Miller was still in his prime before he kind of went off the deep end there.
Yeah, so we have a series called Geek Suggested Readings. Basically, Nick has piloted this. It's a really good tie-in if Daredevil is new to you outside of the Netflix series. So if you want to learn more about it, he does this for a bunch of superhero characters, but he did this last year when Daredevil Season 1 premiered. Super helpful. He's got reading lists, basically some of his favorites from over the years. It's super helpful. So it's good insight.
Links so you can buy them.
Yeah.
This is when you guys all discovered I was a Daredevil fan.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Is the Civil War?
If anyone
on
couldn't tell.
that? Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Nick's been waiting for this one. What implications are we going to see on the bigger Marvel Cinematic Universe, or just the Marvel Universe in general here?
Well, we've already heard one thing that they're bringing up in the trailer. Karen Page mentions it, that maybe they created the Punisher through Daredevil's actions. And that's been something that's been brought up in the Marvel Universe itself is, are these supervillains the result of superheroes? Are they, just a natural escalation of it? Thor mentioned it in the first Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you're showing everyone that you're ready for a new level of warfare. And I think that's what we're seeing here, is that now that the superheroes have crossed over to the street level, instead of just these, fighting giant alien armies or huge terrorist groups, now we're seeing them fighting drug dealers, neighborhood threats. And now the threats in those neighborhoods are going to get a lot more dangerous, which is where it's going to be even scarier, because you don't have, Stark Tower with all its security to protect you. You've just got these poor people living in a slum who a supervillain comes racking through their walls and tearing everything apart. And it's scary. I think it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to show how terrifying this world is for the people that live in it that aren't superheroes.
Thoughts on this, Peter, Jeff, for the Marvel Universe as a whole?
Yeah, I get all that. I hope we don't get too philosophical on everything.
Mm.
It's there's a point, and there's lots of conversations going on right now, and even we talked kind of briefly about Deadpool being an answer to superhero movie fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the quickest way to fatigue people on this kind of stuff is to get too philosophical about
Sure.
that kind of stuff. So I hope that it stays good, fun, action kind of stuff. Daredevil was dark and gritty last time around. He's going to be dark and gritty again this time around. I think the Punisher is the perfect dark and gritty response to Kingpin, who we probably won't see this time around. Don't know whether we will or not, but D'Onofrio's too good to waste.
Yeah.
So maybe he shows up in a cameo, or hey, I'll be back for season 3. I mean, this is all leading. This whole thing is funneling towards the Defenders.
Right.
And I would be hard pressed to think the Defenders team isn't fighting more than one big bad guy when the time comes, and the Kingpin fits right into that whole kind of thing. So I'd be surprised if you don't see D'Onofrio again at some point in time. He was so good at it. And Barenthal looks like, from the trailers.
Yeah.
That isn't much. I'm kind of excited about the next trailer a week away or whatever. I'm excited to see more. I'm excited, I think he looks great at this. I do.
Mm-hmm.
He's got just the right amount of anger, which is who Frank Castle is.
Right.
Yeah.
And Barenthal is explosive. I mean, I did give Walking Dead at least 2-3 seasons. I love the comics, and so I was like, let's do this. And I was like, you are going where with this now?
Yeah.
And it was ridiculous. Barenthal played his part just so well, and where D'Onofrio was this quiet, intense. I was scared watching him at some points because he was so intense. When he would explode, it was like something that you were just expecting. Barenthal is this different kind of energy. He's always explosive, but his timing's right.
Yeah.
And if he takes Shane, his character he played in Walking Dead, and translates that into the Punisher, it's going to be something the same level as we had with the Kingpin. Absolutely.
And there's still a, and I think this is carryover from season 1.
Mm-hmm.
There's still a real tension, it appears, between Matt and Foggy.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I don't know whether that's just the you didn't tell me you were the the vigilante guy. I mean, it's that, or you see the intimacy with Karen, and at the end of season 1, Foggy was.
Well, Foggy had a girlfriend at the end of season 1. He got back together with his college girlfriend.
Yeah, but that was
Yeah.
girlfriend.
Right, exactly.
I guess, yeah.
Leverage is probably a better way of putting that.
Well, that was what
No,
happened in the comics. I mean, Foggy was in love with Karen. He actually
No.
planned on proposing to her. It caused a lot of tension between him and Matt.
Yeah, I mean, but there's that one instance of that where you see that there's still a lot of tension there.
Yeah.
And he's, to me, the actor, Eldon Henson, is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
He's the weak link in this cast. I don't think he's a very good actor. There's plenty of times where, maybe it's my degree in theater, but there's plenty of times that I'm just like, oh, I want to punch you in the face.
That's not how you recite the line.
Yeah, no, not good, not good. So, he's the weak link for me in the whole thing. I think Deborah Ann Wall is doing a great job of Karen. She's on the verge of tears all the time.
Yes, she is.
She's just like, as she watched that guy, that guy wakes up in her, was it boyfriend or was it just a guy she
It was a
out
guy
with
that
ever?
she met at the company when she discovered the stuff that was going on. She
Right.
was trying to...
Good friend, ends up dead in her apartment and stuff. And like, since then, she's just on the verge of just snapping at all times through the whole thing.
She's shaking.
And
So,
she's got
literally
some
shaking.
history that there's something going on before her. They implied that she's shot someone before.
Yeah,
So
well, I mean, she
she's
falls
definitely-
completely apart in the comics. Like, she
Yeah.
becomes a drug addict and the whole
Porn
thing.
star and all that,
And
yeah.
the one thing that I think season 2 is gonna miss is Ben Urich.
Yes.
Who is still alive in the Marvel comic universe.
Yeah.
Like, it's so I said this earlier,
It's
and
premature.
I wonder if it was just a well, we probably won't get season 2 anyway, so let's do something big and exciting, something heart wrenching. But I think the MCU needs him. I think that character. So they're going to replace him with somebody. There's going to be another reporter that has to take the role of that, who I just don't think is.
Well,
going
there's
to
a
be
new police detective coming in who's supposed to be. They said he's kind of filling that role where he's investigating these, occurrences with superheroes and vigilantes now. So looks like they've got an idea of someone to kind of fill that void. So.
And you see, I mean, you see an instance of Claire Temple again.
Mm-hmm.
So they're creating their little corner, their little galaxy in the MCU.
Yes.
So I'm excited about
A little
it. I mean,
burrow, if you
this
will.
is, quite honestly, this is the Marvel thing that I'm most excited about in the near future. Is I'm more excited for Daredevil to return than I am for Civil War.
Same here.
Okay.
So
And
Daredevil.
I'm excited for Civil War.
I
don't
was
get me
saying,
wrong.
I'm excited for
I'm
Civil
excited
War.
for Civil War. I'm a little.
excited.
I'm bummed because of the split studio crap, where Reed Richards plays a big part in Civil War, and he's not going to be there.
Right.
There's some X-Men involvement in Civil War. They're not going to be there because of this. So, I am more excited for the return of Daredevil
Absolutely.
than I am for some of the other Marvel stuff coming.
So Daredevil season 1, you can watch it right now on Netflix to catch up. Jessica Jones as well. We're gonna get a Jessica Jones season 2 in the near future, or somewhat near future, I should say.
They're doing 2 a year. That's what they said. So
I think
so
they might
this-
be upping it. It looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise they're never going to get to Defenders since they've got 2 seasons of Daredevil, 2 seasons of Jessica Jones. Unless Luke Cage completely sucks, it's
I
going to
think
get a second season.
I think Luke Cage is the end of this year, right?
Luke
Jessica
Cage is-
Jones would
they
be the
haven't
beginning of
announced
next
Luke
year.
Cage's release date,
And
but
then
the thing
Iron
is,
Fist is in there as well. So.
well, Luke Cage is done filming now. It's been done filming for a while. I think they were originally going to have it where Daredevil is, and this is just a theory from what I have seen. I haven't heard any press or anything about this, but it looked like they were setting up Luke Cage for the first half of this year, then Iron Fist, and then they had to get the second season of Daredevil out because they were filming at the same time. So I
haven't
wouldn't be
heard
surprised
anything
if they
about Iron
announced
Fist.
Luke Cage.
Yeah, I
Oh
was
yes,
gonna
it's
say.
finished. It's wrapped.
Oh,
wrapped.
I didn't hear
Yeah.
that.
Oh, I thought Iron Fist was going to be kind of the tie-in to the Defenders.
It was going to be Iron Fist was the last series they were going to
Okay.
do. So Daredevil, Jessica Jones, then Luke Cage, Iron Fist. Now they're at the second season.
I so want the job.
I wouldn't be
I
surprised.
would call Kevin Feige tomorrow and say, "Let me be the guy that just keeps the calendar. I'll be calendar
calendar
guy for the MCU.
Calendar
More
man.
than you bargained.
Calendar man.
Calendar man.
March 25th.
I'll give you a Friday."
Not surprised. March 25th, something else comes out. which is I don't even remember what it is. What goes it?
Batman.
Oh yeah, there's a Batman movie coming out.
Superman.
Yeah, Superman thing,
Yeah.
something.
So yeah, Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice comes out same day. I feel that has no bearing on this at all. I've been wrapping things up here. I just don't. I don't think one is going to have a bearing on the other. It's totally
Not at
different
all.
markets.
Yeah.
Right, because they're totally different. They're totally different
Mediums.
platforms. You know, like you could go see Batman versus Superman at night, and then still come home and watch 5 episodes of Daredevil. You know,
Exactly.
So,
I don't think this is going to have any effect on
no effect whatsoever.
at all. Which there's been a little bit of uproar online, which there always is, over everything. But
That is what online is for.
Yeah.
that's what the
Some
Grumpy
people-
Geek is
Some
for.
people think it's for kiddie videos. It's not. It's for outrage. That's what the internet was invented for.
Okay then.
And I will also share pictures of my lunch.
Thank goodness. Gosh. So that being said, that's a good tie into Grumpy Geek. You can check out his segment every week or so. Pete actually just rambles on about things that make him grumpy. It's a big list. He's got to cut it down. It's really hard, but he does it. Sometimes into like 3 or 4 minutes.
It actually
Yeah.
could be a 2-hour feature every week because that's how grumpy I am.
And it would be that epic to watch. I would watch that.
The problem is I do it all in one breath. So 2 hours.
What's the problem?
I'm just
It's
not
easy
sure.
for you.
I'm just not sure I could do 2 hours.
I thought the purple wasn't of anger. No, it's just you running out of
No, it's
steam.
actually hypoxia.
He can't get to the list in time. So Pete's working on that. Nick, do you have anything upcoming on the Geekiverse we can look forward to just yet that you can talk about?
I'll probably have some more suggested reading up.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Looking forward to that. Jeff, you just reviewed Deadpool for us.
Deadpool, yeah.
So you can go visit our website, geekiverse.com, and you can see that. I give it an 8.5 out of 10. But well thought out review.
Thank you.
So that being said, we're pretty
Josiah,
excited.
do you have anything going
Yeah.
on the Geekverse?
No,
Or are
no,
you
I just kind of
are
sit
you
back
just
and
here to
I
be
drink
a
my
pretty
tea.
face?
Well, that's a big part
Are
of it.
you
Pete.
our Ryan Reynolds?
Oh,
What are you
boy.
talking about? What do you have against Ryan Reynolds?
I just don't like the guy. You know he's Canadian, eh?
Canadian.
Oh, well,
I
that
just found
changes
that-
everything.
I just found that out.
So do
Actually, I love Canadians. Like Celine Dion, she's
so many-
Canadian, right?
We're going to do a
literally
Grumpy Canadian segment.
Yeah. It's like the entire
Exclusively in Canadian.
the entire cast of Flash. They're
Grumpy-
Canadian, right?
The Grumpy
I like
Canadian.
that.
Is there such a thing? That's like an oxymoron.
There's just a moose in the
Yeah,
background
there's no
chewing
Grumpy
on
Canadians.
The Grumpy Canadian.
Even when
I
they're
really
angry,
didn't
they're
like it that
polite.
much.
Yeah, they have donuts for dinner. They're not grumpy up there.
Where can we find you on Twitter?
At Pete Hearn.
Nick, you on Twitter yet?
Not yet.
Oh my gosh!
Nick.
There's this thing called Twitter. It's great, man.
Oh, man.
Come on.
Beta, where can we find you?
At jdugan01.
So not Jeff Beta.
I'm going to fix that.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
It's a better Twitter handle.
Guy's been here for like 2 shows and he's got a stage name already. What's up with that?
I don't know.
You call yourself the Grumpy Geek. I think it's okay if you call
Actually,
yourself
you
Jeff
called me
Beta.
the Grumpy Geek.
You started that, my friend.
I probably did.
In a grumpy outrage one day. I am at Josiah D. Leroy. Check us out on Facebook.com/The Geekiverse, Twitter and Instagram. We are at _Geekiverse. Listen to our podcast on iTunes. And
Just remember, you're only one bad day away from being me.
oh gosh, oh, that is a scary future, my friends. Never let me get there, folks. So for Pete, Nick, Beta, I'm Josiah. We'll see you next time.
Hi, I'm new to the Geekiverse. I'm Jeff.
No, 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 I'm Jeff.
Oh, yeah? Well, click here to watch the next video.
Oh yeah? Well, click here to subscribe.